Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dorling and I am a huge fan of everything football related. I have grown up my entire life watching, playing football, and like many of you, I feel that football can be more than just a game. It's created some fantastic memories and it has that power to evoke emotion that so many other things cannot. A lot of my fondest memories are focused around both playing and watching football with my friends, with my family, or enjoying the professional game. I am a diehard Arsenal fan. I was brought up that way by my dad, and I have experienced some incredible highs and lows as a fan of that club. Despite that though, my taste in football shirts and my football shirt collecting didn't really start with an Arsenal shirt. Even though, as you can see, there are many of them behind me. The first official full strip, and it was a full strip, mind you. I've got still got the socks, I think, in one of my cupboards here. The first full strip was actually the Crystal Palace away shirt from 1997. And that kind of sums up the way I look at football shirt collecting. I asked for this kit from my parents because I really liked the way it looked. Yellow with the red Adidas stripes on the shoulders, and then the blue band across the middle with the TDK sponsor. And it really sums up how I feel about football shirts. I don't collect what I should or have to collect. I collect what I want. I collect shirts that speak to me, that I like the look of. At their best, football shirts, I think, can be art. Some of the designs in my collection I think are fantastic, and I look forward to sharing those with you. And it's basically all down to Thomas Brolin and Attilio Lombardo wearing that Crystal Palace jersey. So that brings me on to my channel, and like I said, I want to share my collection with people, and I want to share the future of my collection with people as well. People that think like me, people that enjoy the art of football shirts, enjoy collecting them, and enjoy the memories that they evoke, the way they link to events on the pitch. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and I finally decided to give it a go. And it comes at a time in my life where there potentially might be some content available of it, but I will be moving house this summer, hopefully. As you can see behind me, this is my football room, but it has become very crowded, and certainly in the last 6 months, I have started a job where I work from home. So not only is this my football room, it's now become my office. In moving house, I'm looking forward to having a bigger room that is specifically for my football shirts and my other passions, gaming and collecting, printing, that sort of thing. So I thought I'd share the process of tearing this football shirt room down, packing the shirts away, and then unpacking and creating what I hope will be my football shirt utopia in my new house. So with that in mind, I think it's time to have a look around the football shirt room as it is. And for that, I will hand over to camera Dorling. Thank you, Talkie Dorling. This is camera Dorling. So here is my football shirt room. Probably not the best name for it now. It's more of an office with football shirts in. Since I've been working from home, we've had to fit a lot of IT in here, which means there's less space for the football shirts. As you can see, there are a few scarves and different bits of artwork around. For those of you that don't know, I'm from Norwich, so I do have a lot of affection for Norwich City as well as for Arsenal. I tend to have one shirt on display behind my desk, which is the shirt at the moment or a recent purchase. And then of course we have the shirt rails here. So they used to be very organized in that we had a wearing rail and then maybe some rails with just Stuttgart shirts on, or some rails with just brand new with tags shirts on. However, that's not really the case anymore. We just have shirts everywhere. Those are shirts that are currently blocking out the light from the window to make it easier to record. And then in here is probably the dirty little secret of the room. This was clothes and it has since become football shirts, and football shirts only, with my match worn shirts at the end there. So that is the football shirt room. As you can see, we do need to upgrade back to talkie Dorling, I suppose. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to use the opportunity that packing the shirt room away represents to show you some of the shirts in my collection. I'll talk you through why I've got them, what I like about them, some of the features and designs, and probably some cinematic style slow-mo pictures of them with some relaxing music. Nothing too cliched, of course. And with that in mind, the first shirt that I've picked out is from one of my other loves. I said earlier in the video that, of course, I'm a die-hard Arsenal fan. However, in recent years, I have become very fond of Stuttgart. It started mainly because of Football Manager, which is something that probably a fair few of you dabble in every now and then. And the players in Stuttgart of the 90s and the early 2000s, I don't know what it was about them, but they really spoke to me. You know, you've got Freddie Bobic and Jonathan Akpabori, Krasimir Balakov. They're players that really captured my imagination, and that, alongside watching Serie A on Channel 4, really introduced me to European football, and it's something that I've remained quite passionate about since then. I do enjoy taking in as much football as I can from other countries. It's not as easy as it is when you're young. You know, we all have commitments now, but I do try and travel at least once a year to watch some foreign football. So the shirt that I've got here is from Stuttgart, and it's from this season. Now, last season Stuttgart finished second in the Bundesliga, which was quite incredible considering they were in the relegation playoff just the season before that. And they released a shirt to commemorate playing in the Champions League back in Europe for the first time in several years. And this is that shirt. So much like the rest of their shirts, it is designed by Jayco, who are a large stakeholder in the club now. And it features the same red band that the league home shirt does. The league shirt, however, is slightly different in that the red band is sewn in and it's different material because it is harking back to some of the earlier designs of the club. This one, however, features a different design, which has got some stylized images that come directly from the club badge. Because they're celebrating returning to Europe's elite, of course, they get the gold trim, which is quite common on football shirts these days when you're celebrating a centenary or an anniversary or some success. And to be honest, it goes quite well with a white and red shirt. It carries on inside the neck details as well, and of course the manufacturer logo, which is nice rubberized pressed on design. Same goes for the badge, rubberized design pressed on. The reverse sees the red band dimmed a bit because of UEFA regulations. However, in the league shirt, that is the same color as the front of the shirt. And we have Enzo Mio name set on the back in gold. One of the young stars of the Stuttgart team. He's now a full France international and played at the Olympics. So I will show you some close-up images of this now. And I hope you enjoy that.
See the constellations.
Okay, so as mentioned previously in the video, we are going to be moving house, which means that football shirts will need to be stored away and packaged up safely for transportation to the new place. So what I've got in here are a few bits and pieces that I'm going to use to do that. Okay, so here are the first couple of shirts that are going to be packed away. This is the Mexico away shirt from the World Cup, which they never actually wore in the end. We've got one unprinted and one printed, and they will be the first to be stored. To facilitate the safe storage of them, we've got some boxes and we've got some acid-proof paper. So the acid-proof paper is important to keep between shirts, especially those with name sets on, because it will stop them from getting tacky and sticking to each other. At least that's the hope. So let's get one of these shirts packed away. Okay, so there's the first two shirts packed up, and we will put some acid-proof paper on top of that one, ready for the next ones. The main thing I'm aiming to achieve is to stop any of the name sets sticking either to themselves or to other shirts. So any shirts that have got name sets on the back will be wrapped and folded carefully so we don't crease the name sets and we don't end up sticking them to their fellow shirts. And well, that's 2 down, only 332 to go. Fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed the first video on the Team Dorling football shirt channel. What do I have for you to look forward to in future? Well, I'll be keeping you up to date with packing all of these away and the inevitable stresses of moving home. I'll be looking at new kits and sharing my thoughts and opinion on those, as well as showing you new additions to my collection, which, despite the fact I'm supposed to be packing it all away to move, I will definitely continue to do. I've got a printing press, so I will show you some of my printing press tips and tricks, as well as some of the shirts that I've printed. And of course, I'll show you some of my favorite places to buy and sell shirts. But in the meantime, if you haven't found the like or subscribe button, I think that's what I'm supposed to tell you to do on YouTube. It's completely up to you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.